This time on Rock Up Racing, good news! We've binned off our American mate, so it's just me again. It's been a bit of a mad one this week. We decided to make another roof because we found a new way to do carbon fibre. And I'm telling you now, it is way better. Just wait till you see it. Paul has also completely lost the plot with the angle grinder and chopped the Camaro to bits. Let's crack on! Welcome to Rock Up Racing. Oh, this is too much, isn't it? This is a Camaro bumper, and it goes on the car like that somehow. Sort of goes about there. That's the area. Anyway, this weighs a ton. I wonder how much this actually weighs. Let's have a look. Error. That's a good start. Nearly 1.6 kilos.
Yeah.
This is a Camaro bumper mould. So what we're going to be doing today is I'm going to wet lay it with the carbon. So I'm going to paint the resin in the mould, lay the layers of carbon, painting the resin on as I go. And then I'm going to vacuum bag it. So let's hope we get a good result. So I've got the bumper mould here. I've already just wiped it over with the mould cleaner. This is a two-piece mould, so it's been bolted together. Paul's drilled it out and bolted the whole thing together. So first off, I've got to put a few layers of the easy release agent. So that sort of allows it stops the carbon from basically sticking to the mould, which would be a huge problem and a massive headache, because it's hard enough to get them out of the mould anyway. It stinks, this stuff. Like a toilet, it literally smells like a urinal. I'll just wait for Paul. You can see why I wear headphones when I'm doing this. While I'm waiting, Rock Up Racing mugs are now on the store. Right, no. Right, so I've cut the carbon up. I've put a few coats of the release agent on the mould. Just waiting for that to dry until I can put the next one on. I've cut the stack of carbon, so I've got one layer of plain weave and then 2 layers of biaxial. So what I'm going to do now is weigh the carbon so I can calculate how much resin we need to use, which is usually about the weight of the carbon plus a little bit more to account for the loss in the brush and the pot. So now that I know roughly how much resin we need, I can continue. I'm going to get the other materials ready. The other things I'll need for this part is this breather. It's almost like felt. So you put this on top of the stack. So the stack will be the carbon, peel ply, then the breather. Okay? Peel ply. Saying that, I think I might have some offcuts. See, this is why it's always worth just keeping hold of offcuts like this, because look, it's gonna be perfect. If you're wondering what I'm listening to while I'm doing this, it is Internal Affairs by Sunglasses Kid. Some of that 80s synth rock. Big shout out to Joseph, my nephew, for making me aware of this awesome music. Ugh. Stuck to it. So I've put the vacuum line. It's sort of, the only other bit you need to do is add some breather so it can go from the vacuum to the part. I kept saying breather and neglected to tell you what it was. It's a sort of bleeder. It acts as an air path from the part to the vacuum, and it also acts as a soaker, so it absorbs excess resin that is squeezed out of the part by the vacuum pressure. That's basically all it is. So you can see we've got it in an envelope bag, so sucking out all of the air. We've got the breather going from the edge of the part to the line. And then we put the part straight into the oven, which we'd already preheated, and the temperature was somewhere between 40 and 50 degrees. We also used the fast hardener, which only takes a few hours until you can pull it out of the mould. Then about 3 hours later, I think it was, this is the fun part, taking it all apart. Beautiful piece of carbon. Tell you what, that's light as well. I've got the new one. 107 grams. That's a bit of a difference. So that's where the sort of bumper will go. Look how shiny it is, Paul.
I know, it's nice, isn't it?
It's lovely. Absolutely perfect.
There you go.
Bit of carbon for you.
Let's go racing.
Yeah, let's go. It's done. So that's the bumper done. It looks really good. We're pretty happy with it. Hopefully we can use the same mould to do the other side and just modify it. But yeah, all good.
Tom.
Yes, mate. What's going on?
I want to give you this.
You can give me something.
This is a little gift to you.
Oh my god. Are you being serious?
From my heart.
Okay.
Because I appreciate everything you do.
Is it a joke present?
No, it's not a joke present. I don't joke. I'm not a jokey person. That's it. I didn't need the box.
It's a mug with nothing written on it. I needed one of them. I'm going to turn it around and probably going to cry. Oh, look at this. What does it say?
What does it say, Tom?
What's he going in on me for with a mug?
If at first you don't succeed, try doing what Paul told you to do the first time.
Good.
Action.
Action. How not to make a roll cage. Part 1. As you can see here, they've made the roll cage in the car, you see. So this is the top, this is where the roof would go here. So obviously they can't really get in to weld it. So that's why it looks like a bird has pooed all over it to start off with. And they've missed the welds all around here, you see, so because they can't get in there. Very dangerous in a racing car. Shouldn't be done.
The other side's not much better, is it?
The other side is look like, actually my grandson could actually weld a lot better than that. So, and he's only 5. So it's not very good, not very structurally safe, and I wouldn't let a racing driver anywhere near that car if it was anything like this.
Our roll cage isn't going to be anything like this, is it, Paul?
No, because we're taking the roof off.
Yeah, the roof. So you might have seen last week's video where we already made a carbon roof, which was alright, it did the job. But since we figured out just how good stuff can come out using the carbon wet lay and using the vacuum, we thought we'd have another go and see if we could knock up something a bit nicer with a better finish, better fit, just better. So, because we got a really good finish on the bumper, plus it was lighter, so we wonder if we can make a lighter roof. So we've got all of our carbon ready, all cut, all ready to go, weighed up so we know how much resin to use. Got core material that we're going to put into here. We've got the biggest envelope bag you've ever seen. So the mould, once it's all laid up, breather material is on it, all on there. Then we've got the top layer of the bag over it, seal it, vacuum it, and then we're going to clear this area and get it in the oven to cure. So we're going to be using it's a bit dangerous, a bit scary. We're going to be using the West Systems resin with the West Systems fast hardener. So it's sort of like we've got to be fairly speedy with it. Paul's just been and got some bigger brushes, some wider brushes, some 4 inches, I think, 4-inch brushes. So we should be able to just resin this up, first layer, resin, layer, like carry on like that until it's all, the stack is built. And then we'll see what we'll get out of it. So with this bag, there was a lot of air in it. So it took a little while to vacuum down, but it eventually did. And then you'll see we go around the bag, making sure it's all pushed up into the corners and the edges. Make sure we've got a good solid vacuum. And then picked it up, put it straight into the oven at about 40 to 50 degrees. The roof is gone! And here it is. So, I think Paul has drilled a little hole in it somewhere so we can weigh it. .2 kilos. That's without the reinforcement bits as well that we won't need. So the carbon roof has been curing for quite a few hours now, so it's time to demold.
She's perfect.
It's done it.
It's done.
Hey!
Look at that.
Bloody hell! That's fine.
Just a
Well,
tiny,
that's
tiny bit
absolutely
on
fine though, isn't it?
Yeah, that is absolutely.
We've nailed it.
Oh, that's just. That's not gonna worry about that.
We can rub that down.
Yeah.
See? 3.1 kilos. The roof came out way better than we thought. The finish is decent, and we've knocked over 10 kilos off compared to the steel one, so you can't really argue with that. Now, before anyone starts, yeah, the weave is not perfect, but we're wrapping it anyway, so we weren't exactly being precious when we were putting it in. This is more about testing the method and seeing what we could get out of it, and it's a big step in the right direction. It's also a lot quicker to make panels this way, which is a bonus. Rear quarter moulds are prepped and ready, so that's what we're on to next. Cheers for watching, and we'll see you next week.